take the lead, take the lead.
Pleasure. Before stop line. Top start. Take the
This is a historic occasion for especially my department, PILAG. This is the first of its kind, the certificated community government. We've been making recruitment some years back for the community government, and we found out that we were moving away from the local level government system of Papua New Guinea, and we had our own Community Government Act. But we didn't have that missing link, which is a cause. So with our MOU with PILAG, and I would greatly thank the CEO for PILAG. We signed the MOU in 2021, if I'm correct. With that understanding and that MOU, I can come up now. With the backing of my then acting secretary, Mr. Buanam, maybe talking about Chief, you mean that course? All got all line like high recruitment or community government. They don't. This is a new thing. No katomla something lo line mo lo wanam something lo make him lo community government. So with this blessing and the MOU with PILAG, Mipla come up this course, this specific course for you, specific people, the certificate in community government. And it won't stop there. With the help of CEO PILAG, we will advance it to the diploma in community government down the years. So you can look forward to it. You will first lot, so it is a privilege. Now second lot maybe the aligning and formulating planning you plan on Mr. It's a very important cause for our self-determination, our political determination. You plan as well now, we plan aligning all the plans maybe one time. Big plan, we plan come up with more corporate plans maybe. So please, these two cohorts, take the knowledge that you've gained and do it for Bougainville.
I acknowledge and welcome you all to this very important and historical event for PILAG and the Bougainville Public Service. Today marks the first graduation for the Institute under the rebranded entity named of PILAG and the PILAG Buka Polytech Campus under the MOE signed on the 21st of April 2021. On behalf of the PILAG board and the management, I ask the CEO, as I've said earlier, extend my warmest and sincere gratitude and appreciation to the member for Nuku, Urban Electorate, and the National Public Service Minister, Honorable SUNGI, for accepting our invitation to come with the Department of Personal Management Deputy Secretary, Mr. Vele Rabu Gamini, and attend the graduation and to give a keynote address. My Minister, your presence today represents a very significant milestone and a big vote of confidence to PILAG and the current MOU partnership between PILAG and the ABG. In the margin of this visit, you have also taken the time and opportunity to dialogue with the ABG President and the ABG Minister for Public Service. I'm sure that your discussions have added value to the opportunities and challenges presented in the ABG Public Service. I would like also to extend our warmest and sincere gratitude and appreciation to the regional member for Bougainville and the National Internal Security Minister, Honorable Peter Shamali Jr., who is also with us. It is not everyday thing that you have two senior ministers, as I've said earlier, attending a small graduation in a faraway place on any given day. And therefore, I would like to say thank you, sir, from the bottom of my heart to both of you taking time out from your very busy schedules to be part of this inaugural graduation. Let me also acknowledge the big reception at the airport yesterday to welcome the Minister and his delegation from Port Moresby. My word of appreciation to the ABGC Protocols Officer, Mr. Philip Kiha, for organizing the reception and everyone who was involved. I also acknowledge the presence of the ABG Public Service Minister, Honorable Amanda Masano, ABG Caretaker Chief Secretary, and ABG DPMS Acting Secretary, Mr. Connolly Kikum, who is also part of the program. This graduation is a testament to the groundwork between KUKUL and our hard-working officer, Mr. Henry Kumo. They have worked very hard to negotiate the MOU and they set up PILAG campus in Buka. Now in the Nguni Islands, we have got a campus in Robol. So what we should have said is just remain in Robol and send the participants up, but I said no, we have to go to every province, every district, and the Bougainville is the special in Papua New Guinea, so we have to set up a branch here. PILAG support to ABG. Bana district was the first district in Bougainville to partner with the PILAG in 2014 to deliver 7 short courses to over 50 participants. Mr. Henry Kumo was one of the PILAG trainers that facilitated this training. In fact, the Bana model is what we use to package and deliver our district training. So it was, in other words, help for PILAG too to develop the training programs. The MOU between the PILAG and the ABG was signed, as I've said, on the 21st of April 2021 by the Chief Secretary, Mr. Cedric Himata, the 2 ABG officers that were also instrumental in facilitating the partnership and the subsequent training were Mr. Jepson Bunan and Mr. Conley Kekum, who are present at this graduation now. PILAG stands ready to partner with ABG to deliver capacity building in the ABG public service. Mr. Kuimo is the PILAG ABG training coordinator, and I would encourage you to work closely with Mr. Kuimo to identify training needs and inform us so we can deliver training to the public service in the ABG. I would like to take a bit of time what we did at PILAG. Public sector capacity building has the only premier school of government since 1963. The core business of PILAG is and has always been to provide competency-based training to the 130,000 strong public servants in PNG. Under the revised PILAG Act 2017, the rebranded entity is mandated primarily to achieve excellence in training, be self-directing administratively, and be self-sustaining economically. In the last 3 years, in order to achieve this mandate, we have undertaken a number of reforms to enhance and diversify the quality learning experience and learning environment we offer. We did a NEC policy 2021 that was presented by our minister and it was approved. We're in the process of implementing that policy. We have audited all our courses. We are going on online to deliver online training. So no need for public servants here to come to Port Moresby or out there. You can do, as long as you have got a good internet and Wi-Fi system, you can access our training program. We have a partnership with people like Department of Personal Management, Department of National Planning, TRD, DPLJ, DCHEC, and we have got a UNICEF and the UN Women. Under that training program, we have trained at least more in 2020 and 2021. We have trained more women from Bougainville to be women leaders in politics, and I hope they are in this region now.
Firstly, I would like to acknowledge and convey Secretary Tai Sunshine's apology not to be present today. Nevertheless, I'm here to represent her in this event. If you look at all the government powers, and I can confidently say that Department of Personal Management is the only department that's actually given those HR powers with all the government agencies. DPM, through one of our senior officers previously, who was actually here, and all the HR powers were drawn down to ABG. And with that, I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Jeffrey Buenham for the way forward. And this is to build that relationship that we have. Continue to build that relationship so we'll be able to help you in this transition when you are moving forward in this journey. So DPM actually drew down all the powers. There was a Public Service Management Act for ABG was given, as well as the general orders, and I know this would be already in operational at ABG. And we are here to support PILAG, because in the National Public Service, we look at the demand aspect of things, and PILAG is there to provide that supply. So when we look at all these things, we are always working in close dialogue and relationship with PILAG. So we look at the demand aspect of services to our people, while PILAG is there to design and provide programs so that we be able to address those issues or those challenges that we are facing. So 7 is very, very important. Working together, collaborating in our drive to move forward is very important. So 7, our people through the public service is paramount. In this knowledge age, we are no longer in information age. We have moved forward to knowledge age. In the information age, sharing information is what? But in the knowledge age, you have to go and share the information. And when you give information to someone, it's power. So in our drive together, we have to collaborate where areas that we think that we should serve our people well is true sharing. So this is the avenue where we have to work together. So we are going to continue DPM is going to continue to support PILAG in this drive. We have business process already in place, which is now packed at PILAG. So business process is actually all the HR functions. And now they are with PILAG, and PILAG is running those courses.
Today marks the first graduation ceremony for 33 Bougainville public servants representing various departments who have completed certificate programs in community government, administration, and certificate in formulating and aligning development plans. I note this program is the first of its kind, and I must congratulate you all for the perseverance to complete the courses. Under extreme pressure from both work and family, I understand most of you are parents, and your commitment and effort in balancing your work, course assignments, and family responsibilities is commendable. Your determination to complete the course is an achievement not only for yourself, but also for your departments, the ABG, and the people of Bougainville. Well done. As we work towards the next phase in Bougainville's political history, the ABG recognizes the need to have a workforce that is capable, competent, and transparent in its dealings, founded on good governance and integrity, and to be able to meet the demands of the people of Bougainville. The ABG cannot do this alone, but requires key partnerships with reputable organizations such as PILAG. Therefore, in April 2021, the ABG signed an MOU with PILAG to enhance, promote, and develop cooperation between the parties in the areas of capacity building interventions, innovative learning design and delivery, collaborative civil service learning programs, research and development, technical and financial resource sharing, workshops and seminars hosting qualifications and accreditations, and people exchange programs. One of the main objectives of the partnership is to foster a spirit of cooperation, collaboration, and partnership between the parties in the pursuit of their common interests and objectives of identifying capacity needs and training needs, designing suitable training, accrediting training qualifications, delivering needs-based training, performing impact assessment of the training, and providing reports to each other of each training. Project and activity under the MOU at the department, district, and community levels of the autonomous Bougainville government. My message to you, all graduating public servants, is to take ownership of the programs and to fully utilize all you have gained to excel not only in your jobs, but in providing effective service to the people of Bougainville. As we're all stakeholders of the ABG, the contents of the certificates you receive today reflects the gap in the work which the ABG has recognized by investing in your training. The certificate in community government administration provides you with in-depth knowledge and skills and expertise to understand the processes, procedures, and regulations of your jobs. While you play an important role in the Department of Community Government in ensuring service delivery is effectively channeled to the respective community governments, the program further enhances your achievements and strengthens your ability to lead under-resourced and understaffed sector of government. For those of you who have completed the FADP program, you will have gained the expertise and know-how to align your department's development plans with the Bougainville Strategic Development Plan 2018 to 2022. Medium-Term Development Plan 3, 2018-2022, and future MTDS. As this course was developed and designed for you to understand the recommended structure and content of the MTDP sector plans, provincial integrated development plans, and district development plans, the knowledge you have gained from the course will enable you to take lead in your various departments to properly align your plans at sub-national levels and respective agencies with the national government plans to achieve the Bougainville Strategic Development Plan 2018-22 and MTDP goals, Sustainable Development Goals, and Vision 2050. Graduates, may I highlight to you that this program is well aligned to the Bougainville's independent mission and the President's 6-point strategy. Strategy number 3 aims at building trust and confidence for administrative control. It demands for the right administration to enable economic growth and to be able to translate and implement political directions. The administration must change from being paper pushers to being agents of change. Therefore, it is equally important to note that the program that you have just completed will immensely contribute to sustaining and upscaling the current progress by your departments to promote stability and security for the workforce while demanding improved and increased performances in every department, directorate and agency established under the Bougainville Public Service. It also allows for forward planning and transformational implementation to ensure that by 2025, the Bougainville administration is modernized, forward-thinking and innovative, pragmatic and effective, committed and efficient, delivery and output-orientated, and founded on good governance, rule of law, transparency, and integrity. To conclude, on behalf of the Chief Secretary, Mr. Himata, I would like to once again congratulate you all, the graduates, and more so PILAG and DPMAS, for a job well done. Thank you all and wish you well. God bless.
Is from Kulwa. Kulwa. Wait. Pifaya. Community government head officer. Komba Agata. Mulme Alex. Natural citizen. Nas Sione. Okay, now. And lastly, not the least, 1 year generous. Natural last two. Okay, next one, A.L. Joe. Kenneth Dorothy. Baraka Henry. Penia Chilean. Cameroy John.
Public management is key to implementation of service delivery and the Bougainville Independence Mission. To successfully deliver on our function, we must work towards an effective and efficient public service machinery for Bougainville. At the heart of what we do is to respond and implement the President's 6-point strategy on the political front and at the lower level to connect to community governments and serve our people. Thus we will need to build our capacity by increasing our staff on strength and upskilling of our personnel to lead this mission. And this is why today is significant. It is a start of building our human resource through our partnership arrangement with the PNG government and PILAG. For this reason, I thank the National Minister for Public Service and the Director PILAG and the team for contributing to our mission and vision. Secondly, an effective and efficient public service is only achievable if our corporate plan supports a reform that aligns itself to the political vision and the Bougainville Independent Strategic Development Plan. And it is reflective of the needs of our people at the district and the community levels. It should capture the essence of carrying Bougainville forward to independence and beyond. As the world evolves around technology and IT, it is increasingly becomes necessary to embrace and incorporate a digitized ABG public service database. This will be one of our key projects so that we advance into EHR. Together with the national government's assistance and under the leadership of Honorable SUNGI and his team, we will look at other ways of improving the Bougainville public service. Public servants will also be required to work extra hard to create the new Bougainville public service culture. Managers will need to supervise their officers to ensure the operation forms are honestly filled to instill a performance-based system and not just for the sake of getting an increment. Departmental heads, directors, managers must also be equipped with management and leadership skills to better manage their offices. And what a wonderful start it is today to see a beginning of upskilling trainings for public servants in Bougainville. Regarding today's occasions, let me first acknowledge and thank the role that the national government continues to play in assisting Bougainville. To the National Minister for Public Service, Honorable SUNGI, let me convey the gratitude of this government to the national government. And also let me acknowledge the role of PILAG in facilitating this training in collaboration with DPMAS. Today we have gathered to bear witness to this vision. As Bougainville Public Service Minister, I wish to congratulate those of you who have graduated today. Those who graduated with a certificate in Community Government Administration, and those who graduated in formulating and assigning development plans. Although today marks the end of your training, it also now marks the start of a new beginning. You have undergone trainings in key areas that will equip you to do your jobs better. I wish to see that realized in the transformation of the Bougainville Public Service. Your departments have entrusted you and enrolled you to these 2 courses. Go back and ignite change. Under my leadership, capacity building are key to implementation for Bougainville, and I look forward to attending more graduation ceremonies in the future. Thank you very much. Now God by blessing you, may all get that.
I must also take this opportunity to acknowledge him and Chief Operations Bougainville. I said I acknowledge women taking up important positions in the government, and none more so important for all of us, particularly for all of you, as the head of operations, is obviously acting, but she brings a different dynamics to the way in which public service delivers to our people. And I just want to just appreciate her. She comes from a private sector, all of you might know, so she's going to bring the element of how private sector performs itself, which is really something that sometimes at the public sector we tend to take for granted. And one particular area which we are very synonymous for is time. Time is one thing that is so rare that is also a commodity. Time is something that it comes once and it goes and you can never repeat again. Just like today's time is a very important time. We acknowledge your achievements, but also appreciating that at the helm of operations today, you have a leader that will bring a different dynamic to the way you carry out your responsibilities. Me talk thank you, Strat. Now get other important guests that are here. Me acknowledge him, Mr. Joe Lera. You walk in big walk long. Try to bring him service to come. Bami continue to sol walk in penis. Secretary Bamilong, health and staff too. Secretary Totevo, thank you. You bring in blessings for this very important occasion. Now the other all department deputies, me talk thank you through long presence blah blah. I just wanted to appreciate everyone in this time and this space, because it's important to appreciate the quality of people that are sitting here. You may not have the glamorous mass of people participating today, but the quality of people justifies the mass. So me just like appreciating stuff, because you are the pioneers of this first certificate. And in my view, Bougainville will take lead in the new structure of a government system. My view, we will no longer look at government as a 3-tier type structure. In my view, we will have a flat structure. In my view, we will have core governments. You will have core ABG government, you will have core community government, and you will have the core village assemblies or the council of elders, in my view. I've been talking about this recently with the former Minister for Community Government. And I made affirmation that once we proceed through the challenge that we were facing the last 9 months. When I return, as the regional member for Bougainville, I will place myself strategically into a structure of government which is community government. And today I'm very, very privileged that the first crop of men and women that will contextualize the vision have now been empowered with this skill, and you are certified. And it will help now us delivering on an integrated approach plan. For far too long, Bougainville has been working in they call it, we always say that we will work in union, but in fact we are working in isolation. The open member for North has its own plan. The open members for Central has its own plan. For South has its own plan. Even the regional office at times draws a distant arm to ABG's plans. So me and the President have agreed that the 2023 to the 2027 5-year development plan for Bougainville, integrated plan, will be just a one plan. So there is visibility right from the national level, right down to the community government level in the wards. You've got a big job. You've got 444 wards, right? You've got 47 community government chairmen or chair ladies that you'll have to manage. Then you've got the 33 constituency members with their expectations. How do we synergize? How do we interface? How do we align at the biggest 6-point plan by the President, and how do we contextualize it right down to the people? Well, I am so glad today. That worry today, Minister Mipenis, because me got all planners now. Me got certificate is one thing. Now the real test begins. And we have a real great opportunity on the horizon. Not only are we transiting towards this aspiration of a political aspiration, but we have an opportunity for the pioneers of restructuring and redesigning a government system that speaks the Melanesian culture, that addresses equality by all, that embraces good governance, that embraces transparency. With the utmost respect of my national minister, Joe SUNGI, we both are in government. And I've said this before, I'm the very privileged minister because I do not hold the provincial leadership, but I represent the provincial leadership. So I sit in the government's caucus. All that the governor of country missing on inside. All that the open members want them all governors too missing out inside. Now missing out inside too, inside long cabinet. I'm the only person in government today that sits across all this caucus. And I see the challenges that today Papua New Guinea, the greater Papua New Guinea, is being challenged with in service delivery. And the structures of government that we face today and how effectively we are delivering to our people. And by design or by blessing, I see the Bougainville journey could possibly be, again, the answer for the structure of government that PNG needs. So I'm excited. The next few years, I haven't got much in my position. Next few years, starting last week, I got a letter signed off. I will be positioning my office within the Community Government Department, and I will be working closely with the plans, and I will be seeing all of your faces in that office. We have no time. Time is one thing Bougainville does not have in order to achieve the 6-point plan, the vision that the President has, but also the political timeline that both governments have set for the benefit of both countries mutually agreeing to a position going forward. But whilst the political journey begins, people need service. So you will ask, the regional member, what is your position in the whole of Bougainville's journey? Well, let me tell you, my graduates of 2023, you're going to be the machinery that is going to help me deliver on my position on Bougainville. President's position is to continue to deliver on the political aspiration while the regional member of Bougainville will deliver on the economic independence of Bougainville. That means I will be with the people on the ground, with the community government, and the community government is you. I will set the vision in terms of collaborating and aligning myself with the political aspiration, but ensuring that at the people's level, regional level, give me work contextualize straight or plans, na hindi work deliver so people can feel him. Because today, you may not sabe, you will talk about independence, now people will ask him, you may not look service. I'm true. And everyone is trying to come into Buka, want to position themselves in this honeypot. The districts are being isolated. Big vacuum. Well, guess what? Today we found the solutions, and we're working on the solutions. So all of you will be based back at the districts. Help the district function so the people feel empowered. I'm very honored today that I've been able to give you this opportunity for us to, or for me to witness this auspicious occasion that men and women of Bougainville, for the first time, being given the tool to contextualize the vision of the community government. And I don't want to call it a second tier. I call it the second core government. In my vision, Bougainville will not have tiered government. In my vision, we will have three core of government. ABG government, community government, and the village assembly core government. The reason why I say that, because it bases on our culture, our system. We are communal, we are consultative. And importantly, good governance, transparency, must be protected by the way we practice our culture and custom. Because I mista pinis. You mista lusting lo displaha. You mi usim lo protecting good governance. You mi usim lo protecting transparency. You mi usim so that at the core of what we do as an emerging country, we are independent yet interdependent. The two core governments, because they embrace what we call the bicameral system and the presidential system. By embracing and having a hybrid system, we are able to speak to the global community, but yet protect our integrity as an emerging nation with our culture and custom. All of you have a place to play in this emerging country. God has chosen you from the birth till you deliver and you leave this phase of life, because we're all transitioning to go back to the source. Me just like encouraging people, congratulating people, to each of your families too, because without your good families and your foundation behind you, you would not have persevered to get this far. So I congratulate you. Encourage others to get into the same. Be the instrument of change that the minister has echoed today.
I'm going to end by telling the story of public service so we can put in great law work the public service up, because what the lands are towards them last resort in public service. Although unfortunately most of our students at the colleges and also at the, sorry, not the colleges, but when they finish grade 12 and all that, they probably dream of going to the private sector to become engineers, to become somewhere big in the somewhere. Public service is more second resort, second step. Sabla la college university no karna welcome to teachers college, and then they become. So when you see that quality of teaching, the teachers offer, it's not the same as those that dream to become teachers from the start, even health workers from the start. When you aspire as a student from the primary school up, you will become who, you will give all the commitment because you dream to become that. Unfortunately for Papua New Guinea as a whole, and the autonomous region of Bougainville, we have a situation where most of our students right now from the primary school up, they end up in the public service, first choice. We need to change that around. As a country, we need to change that and follow what India is doing. India is different because when students are still going to school, they start dreaming to become a public servant already. They don't want to go and work anywhere else in the private sector. Their dream is to enter the public service. So we will work towards that as a country. Our job is to work yesterday I was privileged to have pay a courtesy call to the president. At the same time, we come story one walk again. we were talking and discussing about the alignment issue. So you play this PIDP, you play all of certificate there. You play got big walk through the walk. I'm a regional member, and we talk strong here. You shall have Papa Blanca, I'm holding walk the public service before, so now we come try to walk him or walk plan where we holding before some depend secretary, Nakamlo here. And somehow, you know, history unfolds. The first work when I graduated from university with an agricultural degree, I was employed. I went back to my own district in Nuku as just an extension officer. So one school me asking me, why you go long? I go really boosted. I go work lab. Me block the work plantation. Now what happened? In the research station. Don't know. I just want to go back and save my people. And then I came for a 2 weeks cocoa technology course in Kerabat in 1988. 88, we graduate. And then in 1988, Mr. Salem one was school law. Cocoa technology course law, 2 weeks law, Kerabat. And the chairman of CCRI at the time was Chief, Mr. Colin Chief Locogo, James Lutana. So now me am the original member. You holding Papa good one you now one you look out so. Someone look out threat. So I'm chairman of the research law CCRI, I'm staff chairman of the board. So midla staff na me am school, sorry, from CIPIC. Me am school now I top the class. So it's basically like what you're doing now, right now. You're sitting here. We work finished, but we don't go long time. From university, we go. And then I came back and they said, you go for 2 weeks course in Kerevat. So we come school finished, and I taught the class. Without knowing that there was communication between the course coordinator and the director for PNGCCRI, Public Research Cocoa Coconut Institute, which is just next door. We started going on, I will sign to kilometer. Before you go to place, director I look at you, law research. So we go on that meeting was on block island. Talk, now talk, we offered you, we got a position for you. So you come to school, you got 2 people away. You come to school, now you walk on board, boy, you walk no shortcut, they don't know yet. Then the chief secretary sit down and look stab. The minister staff, the regional member staff, over the line look staff, you saw all you here. You go to finish lawyer, you go and you shortcut Sinatra walking. So me no got me lose specific time now. Director talking me also. We are employing now as a cocoa agronomist. Oh no, I have to go back. I just started with specific. There was a World Bank project there, so I was actually employed from the university. Me my story work long. I have been a public servant all my life. You asking me about business, I'm being by fail. I think business by not growing and by me no matter what. So I have no idea about business. So don't ask me about business. I am a full-blooded public servant. Full-blooded. I'm more two-blooded to sit down on full-blooded. I'm being able to public servant. So I'm more sit down stuff. I'm a family here. So when I have this opportunity, I used to tell my department and see all of this. We are a family. Plus up. So, 88 and me, come school finish, no, give me work long. Cocoa agronomy, so me based the Kerabat. I didn't know what was like, what spread of work by me. Then I'll talk about some. You will be a visiting scientist to the New Guinea Islands. Go down long West Britain, you go along New Island, and you go to Bougainville. And at that time, Bougainville was the leader in cocoa production. Coconut was East Britain, but cocoa production, in smallholder production, Bougainville was the leader in those days, in my time. So the Numa plantation was the largest plantation in the southern hemisphere. So I'm record from me blow line go cocoa. So time me start now only give more program go applying fertilizer or plantations. New Guinea plantations. So we go down West Britain, planting cocoa lab, but we come starting work along New Island. And then when I came back, I went to Hope, we go to resign and we come back long. Well, I place will cross local the way you come starting work now, you go back long now. To know that me got one block local research, so me go past them. So I came up under the chairmanship of Lutana, and Mitla Sokokam. So first we should blow me. Mixim Tale Kampunalo here. In 1989. Mika Punan long here, Mixim Olan Blong, whenever come see me, or Lily Boat Blosorokan come see me. So you see how history unfolds. Now I'm regional member of Blong. Now I'm Stala Sorokan now. Papa Blosorokan Sinan stop. Without knowing that in 1989, I was the first book from me long research and me puna na me go straight work la soroka plantation. So me go salo up, me apply fertilizer lab, then me go lo kwana lo baniu please, red problem is all inputs. Night bungi me long kuruina. Now me sleep long up. So 1 week me start lo kuruina, me start go about go lo tararana. Mana taina. Over hapna me plus ok panim kingdom lo lili guara mabiri. So actually my public service life started here. Because Lili Tasolo Sibik, but I'm begging you to work round local research. So we thought that really come down the blessing from Buka come down the Bibla. Thank you, straight of Papa God and come to school. Our job is to educate that the public service work should become attractive, should become a choice for our school leavers. The moment they sit down and apply, they must apply for a job that they will end up in the public service. When they get a position in the public service, when they go back to the place of work, which of you that are now heads of those divisions or sectors, one level you start looking, your job is to mentor them and coach them, guide them, tell them that you must advise them. This is how you do it. Our problem in Papua New Guinea and ABG is that we don't spend time with our officers below us. Provincial administrator and BC local briefcase local around one MM. Secretary of the department and BC local briefcase around one minister. And leaves the department unattended to, no direction. Governor pull him provincial around. Now the challenge on the middle management and down is to make sure that you hold the public service intact. When Prime Minister Honorable James Marabe launched the public service human resource development strategic plan 2020 to 2030, I mean talk tupla something I mean Bangaramin public service for Papua New Guinea and 2+C. One is corruption and 2 is complacency. 2+C. Corruption and complacency. In the public service of Papua New Guinea and IPG, we have a problem. Our problem is it's easy to get rid of the public service and it's hard to get rid of a public servant. So public servant, I mean, no work every day, no redundant, I'm run, stop it, I'm stop. Okay, money block a man. The rate that the government uses to pay you is based on 7 hours, 21 minutes every day, Monday to Friday. 7 hours, 21 minutes. The payroll officer calculates that. Automatically, that pay finds you, it goes into your account. Time starts at 7:45. And finish at 4:06. You have a 30 minutes break at 10 o'clock. You have a 30 minutes break. You have a 1 hour lunch break, and you have a 30 minutes break at 3 o'clock. You calculate one blood day and 7 hours 21 minutes. That's the rate the national government pays you. The question is, have you been attending your job at 7:45 to end at 7 hours 21 minutes, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or not? If you are sitting on a management position, a supervisory position, your job is not about your technical position that you hold only. Your other job is to supervise those under you. Second all, why you come late? Why you not dress up good? Why you absent us? Can't boy come to the office? The general order is Papua New Guinea Public Service has been written, one of the best books that we have. General orders, when the Publishers Management Act, they pull up long, nice, talk now. What doesn't it start? But the public servants, opposite. Come late, extended lunch, distant relative in die. You know close to 2 law, but you go now, 1 week because person because Larapla brother in die. Larapla Sabu in die. But the pay doesn't stop. The people's money, remember this, the people's money, the taxpayers' money, make sure that you are paid. Your pay finds you in your account every fortnight. The government doesn't even fail you one time. No. And yet we always continue to fail the government. Who is the government? The government are the people of Papua New Guinea and Bougainville. So sorry belong pilag na ako na narap to ay bolong sa to pinis mi to lo yumi long sorry belong house belong walk. You must go back and change. I am talking to you from experience myself. Wesebik was last, and when I was appointed when late Samuel was the secretary for DPM in 2002, I was appointed as acting provincial administrator for Wesebik. From Kogo agronomist to a provincial administrator. Starting in Wogobot, Notarana, Manatay, what happened is around Wogobot there. Now we become a provincial administrator. Long road Wogobot. From 1989 to 2002, I was acting PA. That's the time. But I went for a training certain courses. And then when I did my master's in development management into the Philippines, now me come back. So, it's like 2+C, Prime Minister tetap lang niya. Me replace him on the 2+C can. Now 2+C ya, competency and commitment. In order to change the corruption to positive and the complacency to positive, you have to replace them with commitment and competency.